So there's an entryway to the driveway. That pin is 10 feet in from the apron. We cannot disturb anything in this 10 feet from here to the road until the driveway permit is issued. We'll work on grading any dirt in here up so it's flush right to here, and then we'll have access once we get the driveway permit. Going back through here, driveway snakes through. These stumps can all get pushed out. Coming back in this way, see the general direction that it goes. It's going to go to the left of that big oak. All these little stumps will get pushed out of the way. Bit of a rock garden here. Can get pushed off to the side as much as possible, or if need be, can get them mostly out of the way and bring some gravel in once the work gets to that point. Keeps coming back here. Anything between these trees is pretty much going to be open. There's some existing wood piles. Those can stay, but any of the tops can get pushed back into the woods further. Orange blazes on the trees is the right-hand property line. White blazes and white tape is the left property line as you go in from the road. Through here it's mostly dirt. Should be pretty easy. All this is a big pitch pine, a bit heavy to move. It can just be pushed back into the woods off to the edge. I'd prefer if anything that gets pushed to the high side, especially on the first 400 feet of the driveway, because it gets pushed away from the neighbor that's on this side. Don't want to aggravate them in any way. That's the largest stump that you'll come across. It's about 16 inches, 18 inches at the butt. But it's a pine. There's a handful of the pitch pines. Coming a little bit further. This is a little bit more topography, nothing crazy, just a few high spots in here. This whole stuff can get pushed back into the woods more. All this can get leveled out in towards that. This is the existing quad path that has been widened. This is where the property makes a hard left and goes down to access the main section of the parcel. You see it goes down. So when you come in, this whole area here is going to need to be opened up as wide as possible for the crane and delivery trucks to be able to make a full swing through here. If need be, we still have more room that we can open up to that side. This right side, when we make this small transition down, is pretty much right on the line already. But all this can get graded smooth. It's already in pretty good shape. Basically, the edges need to be opened up. This next corner where it kicks into the right is going to be the most interesting part of the earthwork. There's a pin right here. The other pin right down there. That's our opening into the main section of the parcel. So anything in here is where the trucks are going to be making a big swing to go back the driveway. So all of this grade can get pushed and all of there can get leveled so the trucks can make the swing. All the brush that's out there can get pushed back into the woods. That's our property. But you'll see here there's a bit of a change in height here. It doesn't come out great on the video, but that area right there is about 24 inches taller than this area here. So there's a lot of earth here that can be pushed into this area. This is real uneven in here. That can all get graded out pretty smooth, but this would be the spot with probably the most dozer work to be done. And then the path just goes back to where the house site is. This is pretty much just opening it up more. We opened it to some degree. We still got some overhead that needs to get trimmed back, but this can just be basically graded. Small stumps like this pushed off. every so many feet, if he just pushes a pathway back in to throw things, that'd be fine even. It's pretty well just dirt that needs to be leveled out into a good passable road. Some rocky sections here and there, but nothing crazy. There's one section that's a big hard pan section of rock, but for the most part it should be pretty easy. This was an existing ATV path that we opened up the sides of. It was originally put in by a dozer, God knows when, back in the days that Need owned it. This is cut in here. The left and right are about 2 feet taller than where the center of the camera is. So might be a little bit more work pushing it around here. Might even be able to pull it if you need to bring it up off of this rock. This is the spot I mentioned before. This is all hard pan right here for about 20 feet. Probably just push some dirt into it. Same thing, just opening up the sides as much as possible. All these little stumps. There's not a lot back this way that's very large to deal with. Once we get to here, it thickens a little bit. There's a lot more stumps here on the edges. There's a patch of pitch pine here. So there's a ton of stumps that need to get pushed out of the way. And there's brush piles that can be pushed further back into the woods. Same thing as we get a little further back to here. Driveway turns a little bit. That pitch pine's gonna come down. We'll have to leave a wide enough berth here, obviously, to get in, but we can open everything up to this side. There's a big boulder there. This area is all stuff we've been putting in, so it can be pushed back into the woods more. This area still needs a little more work to open it up to where we need it to be. Whole bunch of stumps in through here that can get pushed out, all stuff that's less than 3 inches in diameter. And right about here is actually where the house site is. When you come up, there's a small clearing cut. We can't disturb anything in there because we need to do the perk test, so that's strictly on us to clear. But back in this area, I want to work on knocking as much as I can down to try and create a turnaround when I bring my truck in with the trailer for the perk test with the equipment. Any deliveries, any stuff that comes in, I want to be able to have a good open area for them to turn around, but not disturb anywhere where the perk test is going to be. We can't disturb anywhere near where that perk test has to happen. And back through here is the house site, but we won't worry about that until we actually get the perk test completed, because we won't be able to do any site work until that's done.